Well, hey, friend, welcome back to the Inspiration Place where creativity and business collide. I'm Miriam Schulman, author of Artpreneur, your curator of inspiration and guide to thriving as a creative entrepreneur in today's noisy world. As we head forward to 2026, the social media landscape is shifting faster than ever. Algorithms are rewriting the rules, new features are changing how we connect, and the platforms we thought we knew are transforming right under our noses. So in this episode, we're going to dive into what those changes mean to you as a creative entrepreneur, whether you're an artist, a designer, a coach, or any other kind of maker. We're going to cover how demographics are shaking out from trend-hungry Gen Z on TikTok to high-end buyers on LinkedIn, which platform is spanning every generation and you can't afford not to miss, and the one skill you'll need to beat the algorithm every time. You're going to want to listen carefully and take notes. By the end of this episode, you're going to know exactly where to focus your energy, how to stay visible, relevant, and profitable without burning out on platforms that no longer serve you. But before we get there, hey, creative entrepreneurs, are you feeling invisible online? You're posting, emailing, maybe even running ads, but it's like your message gets swallowed up by the algorithm. I'm Miriam Schulman, author of Artpreneur and host of the Inspiration Place podcast. For over 25 years, I've been a self-representing artist, and I've helped artists and creatives not just make more art, but actually get seen, heard, and paid. The truth is, authenticity is the new algorithm. Platforms are prioritizing real voices, meaningful engagement, and trust. If your message isn't clear, you're leaking opportunities every time someone lands on your website or socials and doesn't quite get what you do. That's where the Artpreneur messaging vault comes in. In less than an hour together, we'll uncover the words that feel as magnetic as your art, so you can finally connect deeply with the people who are meant to find you. Don't wait until you feel ready. Momentum starts with clarity. Join me inside the Artpreneur Messaging Intensive and Vault over at schulmanart.com/vault. All right, now let's dive into the show. YouTube, the cross-generational powerhouse. So let me just break down what the predictions are for 2025 and beyond for next year. If social media platforms were cities, TikTok might be the buzzing night market where trends flare up like fireworks, flashy, chaotic, but gone in a blink. Instagram is the art gallery, polished, curated. But YouTube is the metropolis, sprawling, multilingual, and humming day and night with every kind of culture imaginable. With over 2.7 billion monthly visitors, it's not just the biggest city in social media, it's practically its own continent. Every day, more than 122 million people show up to stream, learn, and get inspired. That's like the entire population of Japan logging in daily to see what's new. But here's the kicker. YouTube isn't just competing with TikTok or Instagram. It's eating Hollywood's lunch.
I don't like it when people take food off of my plate, okay?
As of 2025, it's the #1 streaming service in the US, outranking Netflix, Disney, and Amazon Prime. Frankly, I'm not surprised. My husband and I, when we moved into New York City, we ditched our cable TV. We did not sign up for any streaming platforms. The only thing we have is YouTube. Oh, and Amazon Prime, because mama likes to shop. But we tune into YouTube most of the time when that TV is on. Viewers now watch over 1 billion hours of YouTube every single day. And increasingly, they're not hunched over phones. They're on their couches watching YouTube on TV. In fact, YouTube recently snagged a 12% share of all streaming watch time, leaving legacy players scrambling to keep up. But the real magic? YouTube is the only platform where every type of content not only coexists, but thrives. A soccer fan's live match stream? Check. A DIY painter's tutorial? Check. A podcaster's long-form story? Check. And yes, an artist or creative entrepreneur showcasing their process, their work, and their personality. With 66 million creators uploading regularly, it's the ultimate ecosystem. Half of Americans now admit they watch more YouTube creator content than traditional TV or movies.
Most of them are watching YouTube
And like I said, I know I'm part of that. For entrepreneurs, for artists like you, that's gold. So here's the breakdown. YouTube shorts are what you would use to grab attention, kind of like a catchy headline, while the long form videos build deep trust, the kind that moves people from casual viewers to loyal collectors or clients. Over half of YouTube users say shorts and long form videos introduce them to new brands and products, making it a discovery engine as much as an entertainment hub. And unlike television, YouTube isn't a gated studio system. It's creator first. So you don't need a blockbuster budget to get on screen. Consistency and storytelling are the currency, and the algorithm rewards both. So while platforms are chasing the latest gimmick,
You don't need gimmicks.
YouTube has become the modern town square, part classroom, part theater, part shopping district, part living room.
It has it all.
So if you want visibility across generations, borders, and buyer types, YouTube is no longer optional. It's the main stage. Next section, LinkedIn. So if Instagram is the cocktail party, fast, flashy, and full of beautiful images, then LinkedIn is the boardroom gallery. It's where decisions are made, deals are signed, and where professionals come not just to scroll, but to invest.
I looked you up on LinkedIn.
Now, most creatives overlook it, assuming it's only for resumes and corporate types. But that's exactly why LinkedIn is such fertile ground. While Instagram feels like a crowded art fair where everyone's jostling for attention, LinkedIn is more like a quiet, well-lit showroom where your work hangs longer, gets noticed by the right people, and carries the weight of credibility. But here's the secret. LinkedIn isn't just for job seekers. It's where corporate professionals, curators, designers, and business leaders spend time daily.
Yeah, important prospective clients.
These aren't casual browsers. They're decision makers with budgets. They're people with jobs. They're outfitting their office spaces, commissioning public projects, sourcing talent for design teams, or investing in creative collaboration. For creatives looking to break beyond the traditional collector circuit, this is your back door to opportunities you'll never see on Instagram. And let's talk about proof. Artist Casey Lynn Hancock built her reputation for bold, high-end figurative work not on Instagram, but on LinkedIn, by sharing her art in the same feed where CEOs and executives are talking business strategy. She positioned herself as more than an artist. She became a serious professional worth investing in. That visibility translated into high ticket commissions and art sales directly from LinkedIn. And what size were these artworks? 100,000, 70,000, 35,000. She only needs to sell 2 or 3 a year, proving that LinkedIn isn't just a networking site. It's a collector's marketplace hiding in plain sight. Now, unlike the social media hamster wheel, where a post vanishes in 24 hours unless you feed the algorithm, LinkedIn actually values substance over speed. So a thoughtful article, a polished portfolio post, a behind the scenes look at your process can live on in search for months, continuing to attract viewers long after it's published. It's not a sprint on LinkedIn.
It is a marathon, not a sprint.
It's a long game of building thought, leadership, and authority. And authority is exactly what LinkedIn gives you. The platform's professional context is like a frame around your art. It elevates it. Suddenly, your portfolio isn't just another image lost in a sea of selfies. It's polished as a body of work with weight, intention, and business relevance. Networking also works much differently here. On Instagram, a like might be the end of the story. On LinkedIn, it's an opening. That comment from a curator can lead to a DM, to a Zoom chat, to a grant, or an exhibition invitation. A CEO's reshare of your work could be the first domino in landing a corporate commission. The pathways from connection to opportunity are much shorter and more intentional. Even the algorithm plays in your favor on LinkedIn. With fewer artists flooding the feeds, your visuals are going to stand out against a backdrop of sales tips and industry news.
You're supposed to stand out.
LinkedIn also does not punish you for posting less often. Really good news. It rewards authenticity, conversation, and insight. The very things creative entrepreneurs like you and me excel at when they bring storytelling into their work. So if Instagram is all about applause and TikTok is all about trends, LinkedIn is about contracts, commissions, and credibility. For the creative entrepreneur serious about scaling beyond vanity metrics, it's not just another platform, it's the gallery inside the boardroom. All right, let's talk next about Facebook. It's still massive. It's still full of chatter. And even though I don't post on there and I'm not there much, it's still the place where important connections happen. I know there's plenty of my friends from high school, people in their 50s with money, and even younger people who prefer Facebook. With global reach across generations, Facebook remains the only platform where your aunt, your college roommate, and that art collector from 3 time zones away can all bump into your latest post. So you can think of this kind of like Friends. No matter how many new shows come along, people still keep coming back to Central Perk.
I'm back, baby!
And just like Ross and Rachel, even though they may be on a break,
We were on a break!
they still keep coming back. So take me, for example. I rarely go on Facebook, but when my granddaughter was born, you better believe I was posting over there. So yeah, it's still relevant. Now, I just want to take a moment to let you know, you do not have to be on every single one of these social media platforms, but I am just sharing with you today what's on trend, what are the predictions, what's new, and what you have to pay attention to for 25 and 26 to make sure that you're using the most up-to-date strategies. So where Facebook shines now are in the groups. So the groups are kind of like the Seinfeld diner booth. This is where conversations are ongoing, familiar, and oddly loyal. So even though I may not be checking my news feed or posting so much, I will still slip into those groups every once in a while. So art focus groups are still vibrant little ecosystems where mid-tier and emerging artists can showcase work, swap insight, and find buyers. And here's something most creatives overlook: advertising. Now, while organic reach can feel like obsessively cleaning while the furniture keeps moving around, paid promotion is very powerful. Let me share with you a little secret. I personally invest over $100,000 every year on Meta ads that drive people into my free trainings and ultimately invite them into the artist incubator. So $100,000 a year. That's an eye-popping number, but I get a positive ROI every time.
Good for you.
So for every dollar I spend, I make back more.
Profitable.
That's because Facebook's ad system still delivers, as long as you're using it strategically. So a little ad spend on the right audience can unlock doors that organic reach alone won't budge. So inside the artist incubator, that's not a strategy that my artists rely on. But for somebody who's selling an online art class, it's critical that you reach those types of numbers. And I've always relied on social media advertising to fill my online art classes and my coaching program. Now, one thing that you should know, Facebook is not the main stage anymore. Online art sales as a whole dipped slightly in 2024, sliding back to about 15% of the global art market as buyers craved more in-person connection. That means Facebook, at best, is a supporting player in your omni-channel cast, not the star of the show. So let's talk about the smartest strategies inside of Facebook. It's groups over pages, build community where the algorithm still works in your favor, use ads for traction. Even small budgets can be effective, while larger investments like mine can transform your entire business. And we've been coming back to this theme over and over again. Storytelling always, whether it's a small little tidbit or a big heartbreak that you're sharing, storytelling sells.
Follow these instructions.
So you want to use not just your process as inspiration, but the meaning and the why behind your pieces to spark emotional connections with your art. And finally, cross-platform strategy. Let Facebook feed into Instagram or vice versa, or reshare everything you're doing on Instagram to LinkedIn or your email list, so you're not just stuck on one platform's reruns.
You're stuck in this endless loop.
So while Facebook may not have all the sparkle of the new platforms, it's still a giant common room where billions gather every day. And for artists and creative entrepreneurs, that means one thing: you still need it.
Definitely.
The next section, algorithm and feature shifts. The new rules of the game. Social media in 2025 and 26 isn't just changing, it's mutating. If the old feeds were like flipping through a community bulletin board, the new ones are closer to AI-powered crystal balls, predicting what you want to see before you even know it yourself. Now, for artists and creative entrepreneurs, that means the rules of visibility are being rewritten. So let's talk about what lies ahead. All right, number one, AI becomes the curator. So forget the days when algorithms simply tracked likes and follows. Now platforms are pulling from everything, your scroll history, your search habits, even what you shop for online to decide what's going to show up in your feed. So this is kind of like Netflix on steroids. The system isn't just recommending what you liked last week, it's predicting your future cravings. For creatives, generic spray and pray posting is just not going to cut it anymore. The content that works will feel tailor-made for your audience. Depth over drive-by likes. Algorithms are tired.
You know, I'm a little tired
Of surface level love. A quick like is background noise. It's the long comments, thoughtful shares, and save for later clicks that now push the content over the top. So it's like a dinner party. If the guest lingers over a deep conversation, the host knows it's a success. So what does that mean for you? Creatives need to spark that kind of dialogue, not just applause. And at the same time, don't be put off if you're not getting the same number of likes as you used to.
Don't get discouraged.
What you're looking to get now are more comments, more lingering, more engagement. Okay, number 3. The era of short and shiny stories. Yeah, video is still king, but now the crown sits firmly on short form content.
Here, take the crown.
Platforms reward quick, original, in-app videos with more reach than static posts.
Wow, this is hard.
Yeah, and that's a lot harder. And you don't have to do it this way. You could also just focus on in-person and your email list and forget all the social media platforms. But this is a video or podcast about what is trending and what you need to pay attention to. And the new sweet spot isn't just video alone. It's multi-layered storytelling with text overlays and music and captions and carousels. That's what platforms are boosting. Number 4, communities take center stage. So pages are fading into background noise. I think there's tumbleweeds going through my Facebook page right now. But as we said before, groups and niche communities are climbing the charts. So these are like the living rooms of social media rather than huge arenas for meaningful conversations with people who actually care about your work. The more you can nurture those micro communities, the more the algorithms are going to reward you. And once again, do not spend time chasing this strategy if this is not something you generally do. I'm going to just keep saying that over and over again. Just don't worry so much about getting the likes anymore.
Voting. It's not that big of a deal.
All right, number 5, more control, more transparency. Creators are finally getting the levers to pull, like toggles for who sees your content or what format you prefer to be recommended in. And you should expect more tools for customizing reach, along with AI helpers that auto tag, summarize, and even suggest edits for accessibility.
It makes our work much easier.
One thing I do like that I've noticed, at least on Instagram, is if you click on Insights, it'll tell you how your post is performing compared to your usual post. So what I've been doing is if I see a post is underperforming, sometimes I'll just archive it. It's like, okay, that didn't work. I'm just leaving behind the posts that are working. Let's move on to number 6, called social SEO. Social SEO. So search is actually available inside these apps now. People don't just Google. They type or they speak. I'm very much a voice to text type of person, by the way. They will speak straight into Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube. And captions, alt text, and keywords now act as signposts, guiding people to your work. So smart keywords isn't optional anymore. It's how collectors, curators, and clients will discover you. But don't worry so much about your hashtags. Yes, they're important. We'll be talking about that in upcoming episodes, but it's really more about the caption caption you write should be SEO rich. And if it's a video, what you're talking about should be rich in those keywords people are looking for. Okay, moving on to number 7 in this category, and that is pay to play. So organic reach is shrinking. Unless your post goes viral or sparks meaningful dialogue, it is not going to travel far without paid.
You got to pay to play.
And paid promotion is no longer optional if you want reliable visibility. The good news is high engagement content inside groups. Also, if you adopt features such as shops or interactive posts. So those can still swing your organic reach. All right, so here's the takeaway. The age of post and hope is over. And staying visible in 2025 and 2026 and beyond means leaning into AI-driven personalization, creating multi-format stories, and prioritizing relationships over reach. The platforms want you to be specific, social, and strategic. And the sooner you adapt, the less invisible you'll feel.
The sooner the better.
Okay, next section. Focus on trust and storytelling. So you've probably noticed it yourself. Social media feels different lately.
We kind of do.
And it's not just about how many likes you get anymore. They're no longer rewarding the loudest, the glossiest voices in the room. Instead, they're rewarding something far more human: authenticity.
I kind of liked it.
Now, if you want to get seen, if you want to get remembered, it's not about being perfect. It's about being real. Why? Because the algorithms are hungry for genuine connection.
Some genuine and some not quite so genuine.
Platforms like Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and LinkedIn have learned that polished, overly branded posts don't keep people's attention. So what does? Content that feels relatable, human, imperfect even. And when you create content that's honest, whether that is showing your process or telling the story behind your art or even sharing the struggles that shaped you, people are going to lean in. They watch longer, they save it to come back later, they share it with a friend, they comment with something more than a heart emoji, they start a conversation. And those signals, retention, shares, saves, thoughtful comments, that's the new currency. That's what pushes your work higher in the feed. Think about it like this. A video that someone watches all the way through, that's a standing ovation. A post somebody saves for later, that's them autographing your work with trust. A conversation that moves them from comments into DMs, that's proof your art didn't just get noticed, it touched something real. And the best part, this shift levels the playing field. That means a small creator like you and me posting something raw and genuine can outperform a big account with overly polished generic content. TikTok's proof of that. LinkedIn too, where authentic storytelling sparks more visibility than corporate sounding updates. All right, so what does this mean for you as a creative entrepreneur? It means that your voice matters more than your polish, and your story matters more than your stats. And it means that instead of churning out endless content, you can focus on making meaningful content. Share your values, share your process, share your messy middle.
I'll share it with all of you.
Not just the shiny end product. And here's the kicker. Don't just post and ghost. When people take the time to comment, reply to them. When they DM you, start the conversation because the algorithms are paying attention. And more importantly, so is your audience. At the end of the day, people aren't just looking for more noise. They're looking for voices they can trust. And when you show up authentically, consistently, and with heart, you become more than just another post in the feed. You become a person worth following. That's the magic of this moment. Social media isn't asking you to play a part anymore. It's asking you to be yourself.
Just be yourself.
And that's how you'll stand out. Hey, Hey, creative entrepreneur, your creativity is sacred. But what about your voice? Too many brilliant artists hide behind visuals while the words fall flat. And in a world flooded with AI and copy-paste captions, your authentic voice is the one thing the algorithm can't replace. So in case we haven't met yet, I'm Miriam Schulman, author of Artpreneur and host of The Inspiration Place. I spent over 2 decades helping artists and creatives find the courage and the language to step into the spotlight with confidence. That's why I created the Artpreneur Messaging Intensive and Vault. We'll craft a personal library of words that feel just like you. No templates, no jargon, just a clear, soulful message that cuts through the noise and connects. Whether you're writing an about page, pitching a podcast, or posting on social media, you'll walk away with copy you can use everywhere. Words that don't just describe your art, but sell it. This is your season to get visible. Claim your Messaging Vault session over at schulmanart.com/vault. And let's make sure your voice is just as unforgettable as your art. Beyond social media. Okay, so let me ask you something. How many times have you felt frustrated by social media? You post, you pour your heart into it, and then crickets. The algorithm decides whether you're seen or not. And that's why now that we're at the end of 25 and moving into 2026, email marketing isn't just old school. It's essential. It's the anchor that keeps your creative business steady in a storm of changing platforms. So here's the thing about email. It lands in somebody's inbox like a letter from a friend. No algorithm standing in the way, no middlemen, just you, your story, and the person who chooses to invite you in. That's powerful because art isn't an impulse buy. It's not like grabbing a coffee on the way to work. Collectors need time. They need connection. They need to trust you. And that trust is built through ongoing personal conversations, exactly what email delivers. When you write to your audience, you're not just sharing updates. You're nurturing relationships. You're saying, here's what's happening in my studio. Here's what's happening in my life. Here's what inspired this piece. This is why it matters.
Right now, you've got so much more important stuff going on in your lives.
And over time, these emails turn casual fans into loyal collectors. And unlike social media, where one policy change can tank your whole reach, you own your list. That's your audience. That's your community. That's your future. It's a safety net that no platform can take away. And now let's talk about results. Email converts. It's where launches happen. It's where flash sales sell out. It's where limited editions find their home. And when somebody sees your work in their inbox over and over again, you're not just another post in their feed. You're top of mind when they're ready to buy. Now, for me, for over 25 years, email has always been the backbone of a sustainable business. It's cost effective, it scales with you, and it's the one channel that keeps working no matter what chaos is happening over Instagram, TikTok, or Facebook. So here's my encouragement. Don't sleep on your list. Keep growing it through your website, through your shows, through every single touch point, and then show up, share stories, offer early access, let people feel like insiders. Because at the end of the day, collectors aren't just buying art. They're buying into a relationship with you. And email is the most reliable way to build that relationship. So if social media is the noisy party, email is the handwritten note slipped into someone's hand. Just like I used to do in the 4th grade. Yeah, sure, it's quiet, it's direct, but in a world of shifting algorithms, the one place where you're always in control. So here's the truth. No matter how advanced the algorithm gets, no matter how powerful email or social media becomes, credibility is built in the real world. When you show up at a studio program, a residency, or an open studio, you're not just another profile online. You're a living, breathing artist. Your work is being seen, it's being felt and experienced. And that matters because buyers don't just want pixels. Curators don't just want posts. They want to believe in you. And that belief is forged in the spaces where conversations happen, where hands are shaken, where your art is standing in a room with them. So as you move forward in 2025 and 26, yeah, sure, master the platforms. Yes, send the emails. But please don't forget to step into the spaces that remind the world that you're real. That's where trust is built. That's where careers are made. And that's where you stop being just another voice in the feed and start being the artist they'll never forget. So here's the bottom line. In 2026, algorithms may run the feeds, but trust and storytelling run the show. Creative entrepreneurs who lead with authenticity and use platforms strategically will rise above the noise. Now, if this episode sparked ideas for you, don't just keep them in your head. Put them into action.
Do it.
And if you're ready for more tools to help you sell, market, and thrive without losing your creative soul, head on over to schulmanart.com/vault. I would love to help you personally. Or you can take part in my free masterclass. If you haven't watched it yet, go to schulmanart.com/sellmoreart. That way, you'll never miss the strategies that matter most. Okay, my friend, so great chatting with you today. Until next time, keep creating, keep sharing your story, and remember, the algorithm doesn't get to decide your success. You do. And I will see you the same time, same place next week. Until then, stay inspired. Bye for now.